Hello, in this video we're going to be going through the Insights icon. The Insights icon is located right here. It's this little bar graph. Once we click on that, we're going to see View the Budget, View Reports, and View the To-Do List. Something to note is that a lot of the information within these three categories contains statistics and information from each of the different departments. For now, you're able to see each department's information, but in the future, we're going to separate it so you can only see your department's specific information. So first, we're going to click View the Budget. The first option says View the Nursing Direct Budget for the week. Because we don't want to do that, we're going to scroll down and we're going to click View All Department Weekly Budgets. From there, we're going to click on the department budget that we want to see, and we're going to click on Dietary for this example. It's going to give some statistics for the current work week, such as how many hours over or under your budget you are, and that is based on the PPD number that we put in when we created your department, and that's subject to change. You can contact us if you need to change. If you want more information about a specific day, you can click on that specific day. Something to know is that days that have not occurred are projections based on what is in the schedule, and days that have already occurred is information that has been analyzed after your payroll has sent us the payroll information. So we're going to look at Sunday, February 24th. This is a day that has already passed, so the information is coming in from payroll about when people clocked in. Then we also can see who was scheduled but didn't show up. The information on this page is also going to show us, once again, how far over or under our budget we are, as well as the PPD calculation. Okay, so at the top, we're going to see target hours, what our scheduled hours were, and then what the actual hours were, as well as the PPD, scheduled PPD, and actual PPD. Something to note is that the unassigned hours, these are hours that people worked, they clocked in for, but the hours were not scheduled into the system. They show up at the bottom of the budget or the eDaily page. What we want to do is we want to put these individuals back into the schedule where they worked. For the rest of it, you can see where everyone worked, or for Margaret Brown, we can see where that she did not work. She was scheduled for 4 hours, but worked 0 hours. So we would want to go and make sure she has the correct time clock, or that she didn't have a miss punch, or that if she's absent, that we mark her absent. So we're going to click out of here, and we're going to move on to the reports section. Reports, we just click over to the left. We're going to see a bunch of different reports. Once again, you're going to see information from all the different departments. In the future, we're changing that, so you'll only see information from your specific department. The first report is about Nursing Direct, so we're going to skip that. The second one is about non-Nursing Direct overtime numbers. So what this is going to do is it's going to give us a report based on how many hours employees have already worked, how many hours they are scheduled to work, and then how many hours of overtime that would result in if they worked all the hours they were scheduled for. So as you can see, we've got Nancy Lovato. She has worked about 14 hours, will work 60 hours, which would result in about 33 hours of overtime. If we click on her name, we can see the different shifts that are making up this will work section. From there, you could reassign a shift if you needed. So we'll click out of that. This third report is also about Nursing Direct, so we'll skip that. This next report is for the other departments, for employees that are working past their scheduled shift times. So if we click on that, it's going to give us a comparison of when an employee was supposed to finish working and what time they actually clocked out at. So for example, if we click on, let's go and find someone like Georgia Davidson, we'll click on her name, and it's going to pull up how long she was scheduled for each day that she worked, and that's going to compare with how long she actually worked. So for example, on this day she was scheduled for 8 hours, but worked 33 minutes later. In the same respect, she wasn't scheduled at all, but she worked 8 hours, or maybe they worked less. We're going to skip employee licenses and certifications. We're going to go and look at all open app shifts in the next 60 days. What this is going to do is it's going to show us each open shift that's coming up and give us the ability to kind of change it. So you're going to see all the open shifts within the facility. You can click Take Action on one of the specific shifts, and you could assign an employee, incentivize a shift, or send out a text message about that shift. Click off that. Got early employee check-ins in the past 7 days, as well as tardy employees in the past 7 days. They work in the same way. It's just going to take the time they're originally scheduled for, and it's going to give us a comparison of their check-in or their check-in times. So for the tardy, we'll see that the time they were supposed to start at and the time that they actually checked in at, and the difference. Whereas the early, we'll see the time they were supposed to check in at and then how far before them they checked in. Employees who may have missed lunch yesterday and employees who missed lunch breaks in the past 10 days. If we click on that, we're just going to see if an employee either did not take a lunch at all, if they took too short of a lunch, if they took too late of a lunch. So if we click on an employee's name, we can see the time that they checked in, the time that they checked out, how long their break was, then time they checked back in, and then when they worked toward till. So we'll see that they took their lunch late and it was short. It's about 1 minute short, it looks like. In the same vein, you can see Carol Beyrand. If you look, you'll see that she did not take a lunch, and that's because she checked in and then checked out, and that was it. You can send out a text message reminding these employees to take a lunch. Okay, employee time clock punch report. If we click on that, it's just going to give us a breakdown of all the employees who have clocked in for the past 10 days. So for example, if we click on Jennifer Alden, then we're going to see the total amount of hours they worked per day. And if we click on this little I button, we're going to see the time they checked in, checked out, break time, check in, check out. Track stars earned by employees in the past months. When you're opening up a shift or assigning someone to a shift, you can attach stars to it, and this report tracks them. All employees with perfect attendance in the past 30 days. It's pretty self-explanatory. If you click on it, it'll show you every employee that has perfect attendance for the last 30 days. All employee absences in the past 3 months. If we click on that, it's going to give us a breakdown for the last 30 days and the last 90 days of how many absences that employee has had. So that's it for the reports. We're going to move on to the to-do list really quickly. The to-do list also has the same report that we looked at in the reports, where it shows you all the open app shifts and lets you modify them. Click off that. And it also has some information about the lunch breaks. Instead of being in retrospect, you can see today's employee lunch breaks. If we click on that, we're going to see what time an employee works and what time they need to take a lunch by, and you can send them a text saying, will you please take a lunch by this time? Okay, so that's it for this video. Thanks for watching.